Welcome back to GLL Wingman Series 2. We are heading towards game number 4. I got it right.
Yes.
Yes, we're moving along to Miramar. We've had 3 fantastic...
Oh, no, we're actually going to go Wrangle in this one.
Are we?
Yeah, we're going to go 4 Wrangle and 2 Miramar. Yeah, they lied to you.
Fake news. Fake news, thank you.
They just... no, we're gonna have 4 Miramar.
There we go.
And 2 Wrangle. Oh, sorry, 4 Wrangle and 2 Miramar. It's completely fucking up right now. No. 1 more Wrangle, and then we go on to Miramar.
There
Fantastic.
we go. Yeah, we're just testing everybody here.
Yeah.
1 more Wrangle.
Testing each other. They're testing outside and the back. They're testing us as well. So they just gave us some info 5 minutes or 5 seconds before as well. So that's fantastic. No, but as you saw as well before, the Global Loot League Open Series.
No.
If you wanted to contend in the season 2 of Global Loot League, you have to play in the Global Loot League Open Series to climb that ladder and making sure that you're going to have a chance in the season 2. Next weekend, actually, we're going to have the season 1 finals in Bucharest.
Yeah.
$50,000. So if you want to be able to compete in the next season, you have to play in the Global Loot League Open Series. So go check that out on the website.
It's very cool, though. I mean,
yes.
It gives an opportunity for anyone out there who's, interested into competitive PUBG.
Yeah.
Jump in, open it to everyone. You can go play there. If you're good enough, you will make your way in.
Yep. And we're going to have 4 regions this time.
Yeah.
Instead of 2.
Yeah.
So we're going to split up Europe into 2. We're going to have Europe East. We're going to have Europe West. We're going to have South America and North America.
Yeah.
So 4 regions. That's going to be a lot more teams. And what I've heard so far, the Eastern European region, they're booming. They're growing so much. It's basically the biggest growing part of PUBG competitive right now. So there are so many teams.
If we look back in the history of FPS games, Eastern Europe has always been massive when it comes to competitive first-person shooters.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody
100%.
wants to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's look at the leaderboards, though. Let's see where we are in terms of this grand finals day of the Wingman Series. In number 2.
Yes.
Pijama and Nota and Unuktiv.
Unactive, or I'm calling him Unactive, yeah.
Unactive, they have put themselves on the top of the scoreboard.
Have indeed. 17 kills, 456 points, more than nearly 100 points more than number 2. The Suba and Ghost making their way into that top 1 last game, of course, securing them tons of points. Only 7 kills though, but still here. Mr. Fuse, HD, and Bardave, 13 kills, and number 3. Serial Funness and Final Custos, 4, and Pistolotime and Drazzle, 5, and so on downwards. A lot of these teams, 3 teams, haven't made any kills yet.
And if you look at the kills for Pijama and Nota, for example, and his team or his duo, the partner in crime, they've also got the most kills throughout these series. So I mean, they've done their work. They've not only been sitting there for a position; they've also been contesting and getting those points through the kills.
Yeah, and they're good at their positioning, the movement, and everything.
Very eastbound plane this time around.
Indeed. From Kameshki down towards the military island. Still some of these guys here, if you drop on the military island, you can still drop towards the ferry pier. Let's see if the guys from Pijamanoda and Active's duo, they're going to do that. It looks like they're going to go for the ferry pier again. Everybody else either going east or going west. Nobody going straight down to Shelter. Nobody going to Mansion. Nobody going to Milta yet.
And Giorgio is still up for grabs.
Yes. Yes, Naya looks contested a bit.
Yeah.
Kameshki double. Kameshki, a favorite place of mine in duos, actually.
Yeah.
Very good. The amount of time you loot it, and then you're just ready to go. And if it's super good looted, super good looted. If it's bad, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And there are so many cast ones as well.
You will get enough so you can get into one fight, for example. You win that fight, you get the loot, and you're set for the game pretty much.
Exactly. So it's a good way to play it, at least. Grime Legend taking out Shax with the headshot punch. So he is
smacked to the face.
Smacked him right off. So he's off the game as well. It's just Loggy. Just maybe not that lucky, not a developer, not connecting some shots here.
It is, I mean, Scar without a scope or any
Probably
kind
the
of
worst
optics,
iron sight.
it is very, very tough iron sight. It's like, I cannot see anything. It's
Yeah.
like, what's the point of this iron sight?
Yeah, I don't like
Just
iron
shave
sights.
it off. Just shave it off.
I don't like it. I really don't like it. I'd rather not shoot the Scar. Well, it's not good.
Okay, interesting though. Let's see this first circle now. It's much more north than what we've seen so far in the game. Obviously, very interesting to see how it ends up in terms of the second circle, let alone the third one. Where does it end up? If it goes towards Severn a little bit more, the shooting range, you have a lot of the elevation factor. It's going to be more forest, less compounds to work with. If it ends up towards Yasnaya, obviously a very, very different game at that point in time in comparison. Yeah. So this is definitely, again, we're going to be seeing a very different one from the earlier games.
Absolutely, and I mean the part I love about the northern shooting range here and this area up there is that you have all these teams just running on foot all the time. They don't use their cars as much because you can basically just push everything on foot, unless you have to cross down towards the river or you have to go towards Cerveny, of course. But yeah, Microstar, Carbon, XYZ, they're going to go straight for the shooting range, so they're going to be in a great position and having some great loot as well. And a lot of these teams are outside the zone in the southeastern part, so it's going to be a super dense area in the south here. And maybe we can see some of these teams maybe gatekeeping some of these bridges because we only have these 4 bridges that you can cross on the east and middle side here.
And then there's also obviously once the blue comes in, you do have the opportunity to go east side and the north toward Salberg and try to kind of maneuver from that way on the north side of the river. But then obviously you might end up in a situation that when the teams are going to be trying to get more center, you will end up obviously driving past some teams that are in compounds, and again putting yourself in a position where you might get knocked out or just blown up into the skies as you are trying to get into position.
Yeah, and especially these teams down in the south, like far south, Pistola Time, Drassel, the Prodigy, Padcaps, these guys down on the military island, they're going to have to go either super early and be fearing to be gate kept on the bridges, or go very late and just go with the zone and have enough loot and enough meds to heal that out and just wait for the next circle to pop so they can rotate into that. And I'm thinking here that the ambush guys around Milta, they're probably gonna try to gatekeep the eastern bridge. If I know these guys right, I did play a little with them before, these Danish lads, so they could opt for the bridge camp and trying to get some of that spicy military loot.
Good old troll, right?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of troll, kind of PM, but it's such a good way to get loot. Just wait for these guys. I remember before in August last year, what if you're lazy? You jump the southwestern Milta, get an AK, 90 bullets, and just wait for people to rotate over. Boom! You have lots of loot. You have all this stuff. You don't have to loot, and you can just let everybody loot for you. Basically, that's a good troll, good way to do it. But everybody just hates being gate kept as well, right? It's the worst thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the best part is, especially
oh my god.
Oh, that's a beautiful. That's a beautiful
opinion on that. Groza, you like? Yes. No.
I do actually.
Yeah, I like it as well.
It's also a shredder.
It's strong.
It's the 7.62. Obviously, the drop off is so much less compared to 5. What was it 5.6?
5.6. Yeah.
5.6. Yeah. So that it's
more damage, high fire rate.
Yeah.
And with the suppressor as well,
it's
the only attachment that can go on it, it's just a fantastic. I wonder if we're gonna see anybody get that, because basically maybe it's some of these teams rotating far around, getting up here on the east side, or maybe not at all. But let's see if anybody is gonna get that spicy loot, because that is definitely something you want to get for that close range.
Speaking of spicy, right now we have 3 teams to south of Severn that are potentially finding one another here. We have Samuelson here, kind of in the open. Microstar trying to get an eyeful of people. I think he must have spotted someone, because he's eyeing that compound.
He has no helmet and no vest, so Microstar here is trying to get a knock on these guys and maybe pushing that. But they did stop indeed for that. Carbon XYZ has a level 1 green motorcycle helmet, so not a lot of headgear for these guys. And
I call it the styrofoam helmet.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you could wish that you could get some cover from a beanie, because I run beanie just to cover the hair up, but you don't get anything. Kibby the Slayer knocking down PJ Renegades with a headshot knock right here. Gatekeeping, as we talked about. Also took here, he's going to take him out. So Kibby the Slayer taking out Not a Developer and PJ Renegades. They looted school, so they're going to have some loot as well for those guys. Keep This Slayer and Oxo took 2 Russians. Keep This Slayer recently joined a Vega Squadron, as far as I know. Maybe it's not announced yet, so spoilers. But he just did get a role as a Vega Squadron member on the Scrim Discord, so yeah, he must be joining soon. Sorry for the spoil if you didn't announce it yet.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah, I think it is official though. But let's see with that. Good players indeed. Vega Squadron.
Well, as we do have still 3 teams here. Garvin, though, he's going to be pushing in, knowing that there's a knocked player.
Yep.
In this house, so it's going to be a rip.
Tuma is he's gonna. Oh, he just spotted him. So Tuma, he went out, and Pride actually ran over to the other compound or the other part of the road of the twins right here. So he did abandon his teammate, and I think Microstar and Carbon XYZ did capitalize on that, because it looks like that Microstar did get a knock onto Tumai. So Pride right here trying to hold his back. Samuelson and Walking in Shame right here. They're just in a really good position to push this.
Problem for these teams, though, is the fact that they are very short on loot.
Oh, yeah.
So they're so dialed into these fights that they're compromising their loot massively.
Yeah, and he didn't even have a helmet, so he did die as well. Pride. So he's going to be out of that. No helmet to loot for those guys. Samuelson also only with a level 1 helmet. And this is also the decision you have to make. If you're close to the center of the zone, do you opt to go early, having less loot to get the position, and try to be lucky, as we saw Mudov and Fifi Jones in the first game, where he gets 7 circles on top of you? Or would you run to loot a bit more, making sure you get this full level 2, maybe get around 150 bullets so you can fight more than 1 time or more than 2 times?
Yeah.
Because you're maybe not sure that you're able to get that loot you killed.
Yeah, I feel like at least going somewhere in the middle ground, you know.
I think so too, yeah. It also depends on where you are in the circle. If you loot the mansion here, when you're done with looting the mansion, of course you have to go to the middle. You don't go to Yasnaya to loot. Yeah. It also depends on the situation, of course. But these guys did go to the twins early, and then Tuma and Pride ultimately just lost with that. 2 very good players from the American scene. And yeah,
very, very early on we see the transition. Everyone's just gonna try to find that center of the circle, trying to find some ground there.
Yeah,
utilize. Most of the teams, in fact, have made their way in there.
Yeah, and a lot of the teams are northeast here. Schaefer in a good position here, taking a shot on the buggy, and it looked like it spinned out. Yeah, it did indeed. So sharp shot here. He has to zigzag all the way up here. Schaefer taking shots from another position right here. Oh, trying to take the 4x here. Microstar getting knocked as well. Oh, sharp shot. He did make it into that small shit shack there, so he's going to be surviving that. I do not know where his teammate is. Microstar, meanwhile, did get the knock. So Samuelson Walking in Shame here. They're pushing this very aggressively, crossing the road right here. So they're going to try to nade this guys out. And there's a very good nade. They have to go out, and Microstar is probably going to get knocked from this. He's jumping up very smart. Jumping up to the counter right there. Samuelson.
So low in HP, though. Ooh, that's a nice rotate. He manages to knock one of the guys, but goes down.
Unlucky. Very smart. Did you see that the counter jump right there? He saw the nade and he just instantly vaulted on top of the counter. I don't know if it's a bug, but once you're elevated too much off the nade, you're gonna survive that often.
It reminds me of a game called Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Where grenades make 0 sense.
I don't feel sometimes these grenades makes close to no sense as well. But here, Snoopy taking some shots on Smeagol, and Schaefer pushing that. Schaefer taking out from Ducey, and they're just wiping this team. Insane breach from Empire right here. Ducey and Snoopy, team we saw earlier. Ducey did take the 1v2 and making an insane 180 shot on these guys that tried to breach his car directly.
That's the UMP's fire rate coming into fruition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Close range like that.
It reminds me of back in the day where the UMP was the place to go for the combat close range, but not anymore so much. I feel like the M4 is just too strong, and the AR is just they're just too strong in the current meta right now, at least.
Yeah, no, it used to be I agree. Earlier days used to be
Yeah.
go-to secondary weapon.
Oh yeah, for sure. You would never run without a UMP. You could have whatever other AR or sniper secondary, but the fire rate and the damage was just unmatched for, and no recoil basically.
Yeah.
It had so little recoil. I loved running with the UMP for close range, and an M16 with the 4x or 8x even back then when that was possible. That had no recoil as well. So we're gonna see the next zone coming close together now here, and the next zone is gonna pop. Meanwhile, we see Pure Roth here taking some shots at the C5 Soli and Hula Silver. They're going to drive away. They saw that. So we're going to see this zone here. It's going to be somewhat center. We do have a lot of water going through the middle, kind of. So this bridge gatekeeping is still an opportunity here. Maldefar knocking out Mudov. Mudo, also a Danish guy. He killed him. So Fifi Jones here, he lost his teammate. The top 2 placement in the second game. And Fifi Jones is gonna make his way into the eastern side of the zone.
Yeah. Everyone just all on the move pretty much, except for the players that did do the early transition into the center part of the circle. And now we might see a bit of a gatekeeping situation here. KB the Slayer is gonna see this car coming through, and damage has been dealt. Not as much as I would have thought. Well, there we go. Some bullets being connecting, and actually now it becomes dicey. The car goes in the river. Not optimal, but you know they managed to stay alive. That's a good start.
Yeah, and the river is inside, and it is a not an optimal play. It's not the winning play, but it's a way to survive
for now.
Yeah, and
for now.
Meanwhile, we see Gova actually taking the Harry Potter spot here, so he can try to help Pickett out. He did take a shot to the chest on his level 3 chest here, but he can get some action upon that. Oxo took and keep the Slayer. They're gonna move here, pushing that, and a lot of the teams are still going towards the middle. Even though there's not a lot of compounds, the dead center gas station is still available for the taking.
Yeah.
Pidgey Minoda inactive on the buggy. I hate being back on the buggy.
I know. It's like, well, I'm a sitting duck. Please do take some bullets on me.
I'm just sitting here as a free kill. Oh, Nihanas and Ghost here making an aggressive move for the first time in the game so far.
In 4 series, in the 4 games.
In the 4 games so far, they are looking for some kills. I do believe they did get a kill or 2 in the first game. I'm not sure though, but we will see here what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Well,
Pickard still alive. Oxo Tuk and Kib the Slayer has actually opted to go to the water as well. So Oxo Tuk is in the water. Nihanas here pushing Gova. And Pickard getting knocked by Oxo Tuk as well with the Scar. He's going to finish him off as well. So he's out of the game. Visits down to 1 member.
Yeah, and he's been spotted, as we mentioned. Nihanas is pushing him. Nihanas tried to nade in, but unfortunately for him, he failed the nade. And doesn't appear that he has more. As we have Aduzi go down, getting knocked, but his teammate is on top of him. But
inside the shack there.
Yeah,
there should probably going to get him up as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these players are inside shacks or in small dips and divots because there's not a lot of real estate that you can rent. It looks like Gova has accepted that renting out to Nihanas for $0 a month is acceptable. Meanwhile, Ghost in the other shit shack just gonna try to spot Gova here. And Fifi Jones is the troll under the bridge right now. Oxo took also close to the water. Wonder if Oxo knows that Fifi Jones is there. He can. It looks like he's looking towards him. He must have getting the info. Yeah, he's swimming in the water, and Fifi is above the water, so he's trying to spot that. Kibble the Slayer still playing on the top ground. They're not playing together at all. Just staying inside that as well. So they're just gonna stay for that. And it looks like all of these players have already made their way into the zone. So we have 45 alive, 24 teams, and all the players are inside the zone.
Indeed. And now it appears that things have stabilized for that in that sense. It's kind of a bit of a waiting game. We're gonna actually there's a knock that's happened.
Adusi again getting knocked because he's outside. He's trying to make the run for that. He's probably gonna go down. Oh, there's a car coming in as well randomly.
Oh, that's a car that's rolling down rather.
Yep. So
it's a ghost car.
If you want a car, you can just take that. Oh, it's because the front wheel is sliding so much faster without the front wheel as well. So it's just gonna go down here. It was standing down. And the next zone is gonna pop, and it's gonna be straight on the Yasnaya River right here. So Fifi Jones in a prime position under the bridge here as a troll. if you may. And the guys here from the west are going to have to move in, and the west is going to be so populated here. Meanwhile, Ghost here taking shots. The Pidgeotto and Inocative taking him out as well. So Ghost and Nihanyas taking out our current leaders, sitting at number 1 here right now.
Yeah, they end up on the 24th place.
That is a rough situation for them, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, not getting that many points or close to no points for this current game. They did have a kill or two, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, they're going to go out in this one.
For them, the thing was just trying to stay within the top 10 of each game here on out, because they were sitting pretty on the leaderboards. Now, obviously, this is not going to help them going down so early, as we do see now. Teams are making their way in. Again, problem is that there's obviously little shacks, little houses scattered around within the region of this new circle, but everyone's trying to get position in. Samuel's in here trying to take out Mars, who was trying to make his way in. He's just plummeting his way through.
Mars doesn't want to leave Sobilicious alone, so they're going to be running together in the northern side here. Edelweiss already knows where these guys are, and they need a kill. They don't have a kill yet. They're just looking for these guys to come here. Jacking off as well, with Asabi moving into the north. Meanwhile, the eastern side is completely open. Yasnaya completely free for the taking. All the yellow houses around is also free. So Belicious taking some shots here. Asabi as well. Everybody's stopping in the north here just to take shots at each other.
That's the thing, right? No one's going to think that Yasnaya is open, so no one's daring to actually make the play and go there.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point.
Sobilicious here, stopping his car. Mars and Sobi still alive on the north. They're going to be moving well. Did he just get... He is full level 3 right now. 3 helmet, 3 vest. He did just get maybe the... He did not take the M24 with the 8x. Okay, he does. Maybe he doesn't like sniping. Yeah, okay, ET says he's going to go back for it. Onliner is not the sniper on this team. It is ET says he does have a silencer as well on his Kar 98. Oh, that's not a Kar 98. It's an M16. So it just looked like
it's the skins that have distract you a little bit.
It does indeed. The colors.
It's the same thing.
And the size of the baguette in the end. When they're really big, it looks like the sniper, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But they're not. It looks like he's not going to take that M24. Strange choice to me. So I mean, the M16 is pretty good on the range as well. I just think that he has an M4 already. If you wanted to play with the 4x, you just swap it. 50 Jones here, moving in, swimming, being a bit gate-kept here around north, south, west, east.
What is he going to do though?
Yeah, he's just going to be swimming all the way, I think. Snoopy as well, out on deep waters, trying to make a choice where he's going to go. Emperors and Danny made their way into his Naya. They're safe right there.
Now, obviously the next circle is going to be interesting in terms of if you do need to go across the bridges, if you have to opt for going for a swim, but what are people going to do in terms of gatekeeping?
Yep. And it looks like so far that Wasabi is going to take some shots at Oxotuk meanwhile as well. Oxotuk and keeping this layer already on 4 kills. Gatekeeping a bit early here in a good position, but they're taking that under the bridge, which is pretty smart, to be honest. Good position, dead center. You can go into the water. Meanwhile, we see here Cyril Fonias taking shots. Did knock C5 solely. Hula Silver is trying to go for the res right here. SSD did kill Walking and Shame and Samuelson right off as well. So final Costas here also. He does have the info. He's just waiting. Taking him down. Hula Silva.
He's in an awkward...
very awkward position here. But Hula is going to take... He's just going to take this revive here. But of course, his teammate can't push that. It takes too long to swim across. So Hula's going to jump across here, killing final Costas. That was his final moment for this game.
Indeed.
For this round.
Let's see, what did the circle do? Oh, okay.
A bit west, still a lot of water.
Yeah.
And if you're in a bad position right now, you don't know what you want to do, you're probably going to go with your car into the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We see Edelweiss and the guys in the north. They have a pretty good position.
The Emperors right now and his teammate are going to the north route, going across the little lake to make their way on the north side of the river.
Lula here, lulling around with his 4x, taking some shots and hitting Hula Silva. Little Prodigy and Pat Caps also are in our top 5, I believe, still. if I do not remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think they're in top 5. If they're not, they're at least in the top 10. Still alive in the southwest.
Again, the people or teams are going to have to opt to utilize the little dips here.
Yeah.
Because there's not many houses for
along
them to
the lake.
utilize.
There's a lot of good ridges and rocks as well.
Yeah.
So you can utilize that and use that. And then of course, if you get shot at too much and you're afraid, you can just jump into the water. But that is not the winning play. Serial Phonias taking the revenge here on Hula Silva. So he's gonna take him out.
Trying to
Tap,
spin
tap,
around.
tap. Oh, he did spot him. Yep. Just gonna make a new decision here. What do you think about the new 2x? I think it's.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for
It's not a 4x,
it's definitely not.
but I still think that it's much more viable now. It's
Yeah.
something you can use. Maybe if you don't find a red dot or hole, you can still use it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's way better than when it wasn't aligned correctly.
And when it didn't feel like a 2x, and you had to look like
Yeah.
through a keyhole.
Yeah.
It felt like. I think it's more viable now, at least, especially on the SKS and the minis. They're actually really good with that for the closer range. Basabi here, jacking off. They do have the Harry Potter tower right here, and they're just taking shots east on the guys in the water.
That's pretty much the only house with some high ground
Yeah,
available.
the guys from Team 26 on the west here, they do have the Alamo west of it, also pretty damn center. But if it shrinks away, they have to run in the open. Jacking off, taking out Danny. It's gonna be taking out with a headshot, a knock. So they're out of the game here, and all the teams looks like they're made it in. They're basically just edging their way in all the way. Ambush on the southeast also made it in.
Yeah, like
The gas station is still completely free for the taking.
indeed. Like obviously the ones that are swimming right now, which is 29, 25, and I believe it was Team 15, are the only ones that are in kind of a dicey position or situation of what do we do? Everyone else is kind of just waiting for the circle to pop and see what is the next move we need to make.
Yep, we're gonna see the next circle here. Is it gonna contain more water? It's gonna still contain some water, and we're gonna have it straight onto Oxo, Tuk, and Keep the Slayer again. So they're gonna be in a good position, but still available for people just to move in it, because it's not edgy all the way around. It's still somewhat centered, so people can push it and fight their way in. 17 teams alive still, 27 players. So there are some solos here and there, of course. Snoopy, one of them, swimming, trying to get a good position in that. Goes here.
Yeah, he's obviously he's got a little hill there that he can get cover from, so he can engage and still get behind it. No problemos.
These guys still in as well, together with the Alamo guys on the west. So Mortify is still inside as well, and together with Bish. Oh, Oxo taken out here by Imperus. Nice knock.
He's gone. He's fishing effectively.
Yep. Oh. Nope. Not connecting anything. It's a good position they have right here, but Empire, nice knock here. So the Snoopy from Empire is pushing up right now. Ooh. Strandum's Snoopy's just probably gonna try to push him in the back here. Pierce might leave his back open to this flank from Snoopy right now. It looks like, at least.
Yeah.
KB still under the bridge. That's the troll gatekeeping player right here. And this is the right play, I think, as well. Unless you die to that flank, as I called earlier. But this is the right play as well, especially if you're 2 alive.
Finally, gas station is getting some action. 2 teams simultaneously.
The gas station is being ambushed right now by Ambush and Ghost, or at least Ghost 1337. Nihanas is still in the Wizard Tower. Another team pushing them as well from the north. So Nihanas is taking fire from our last game's winners, the Ghost and the Skos and the Super. They're in a pretty open position as well. Everybody from the west can basically just look east and push them, because they're just dead open. And
that's the interesting part about this. The ending for this game is that there's so little cover left. Obviously, a little elevation changes here and there, but in the big picture, no one can just bunker in or anything except for the gas station right now, or underneath the bridge.
Yeah, And as you saw, even being underneath the bridge wasn't super safe.
Yeah.
If you're playing underneath the bridge, you have to be 2 alive, and you have to be super aggressive playing it. Goes here. He's gonna smoke that. Trying to make a safe route towards the water. Andrew Poons, or Pones, if you will. They're in the south side. They have a pretty good position as well. They're gonna just move into it. The next zone is gonna go straight onto the water again here. So Kibble Slayer and Nihanas and the Super, they're gonna be in the soup in the middle.
They most certainly are.
The Ghost making the run for it. He's gonna go straight into the water. Cyril Phonias and Nihanya and Kibble Slayer and Snoopy, Wasabi, jacking off. All these teams, they're just gonna go straight into the water, trying to salvage their placement because they don't feel like they can play the top ground. This is not a winning strategy, but it's a good way to salvage your team, especially if you're in a solo position.
Kippy under the bridge with 2 other lone warriors that are swimming in the river. Now we see actually Business and his teammate are just plowing in, and they're utilizing those rocks.
Very good call right there.
Yeah, that's a very, very good position for them. They can get some cover for all sides possible, as we have... Well, it's hard to see the name sometimes when it's headed out a little bit.
I think it's online on Etsy Sesti. Getting the knock. Etsy Sesti taking down to 2% HP as well. It's just sitting behind that tree. And meanwhile, the zone is pushing in as well. So Jaganov and his teammate, they're going to push over to Bish and Mortify. They did hear them push in as well. He has the double M4 set up as well.
You can't blame me for having that.
No, not in the current meta at least. Bish here with a broken level 2 vest. Wasabi taking out, but Kibi here. Kibi playing aggressive under the bridge here. Very good aggressive style from him. Not being challenged by anybody just yet. Snoopy did challenge earlier, but he's just he's just swimming in the middle here, just making sure. Jacking-off. They do have the position here. Patcaps just took out a player as well, down to 15 live, 10 teams. Patcaps and Little Prodigy
teams are swimming.
Yeah, at least half. More than half, I think. A Little Prodigy and Patcaps, they're inside the zone. They have this elevated area down in the southwest as well. Lula here also going up on the south side here. He has a little ridge he can work with. Oh, there is a afro head peeking up here with this beautiful hair from Serial Phonius. He's going to nade that. The thing is, with the nades, they don't work that... Oh, they don't work that well underwater. They have to pop straight on top. They usually hit the ground, and then we have the elevated change as well. Lula as well here. Still no vest and a broken one helmet. Oh, the Super jumping up, knocking Lula here, taking out. He's going to go into the water again. 8 teams. 13 alive.
Maybe we should implement like harpoons in the game.
Oh, what? Somewhat?
Harpoons.
Harpoons? Yeah, I think the crossbow should be in the 3rd slot and then be able to use underwater. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go into the pistol slot. Andrew Poons here. Oh, the Super is going to go up and going to take out Andrew Poons and Lula. So they are out. Goes and the Super, last team's winner, into the top 7 right now. Little Prodigy and Patcaps in this elevated area. And the next zone is going to have some water. And still have some elevated ground for Patcaps and Little Prodigy. Pretty good for the Super and Goes as well.
Yeah. This is they will have a lot of visibility from this angle. Trying to take shots with the Car 98. Not able to connect though. So 30 seconds there on the edge. Ooh, that's a good connect right there.
Oh, that's actually his teammate SKS headshot. So Little Prodigy hit the headshot before he did. So they're gonna capitalize on that knock, and they're gonna push that. Pushing that right now. So meanwhile, Ambush actually takes shots at these guys because they're in a really tough position. They have to go straight for the water in 5 seconds, basically.
Yeah.
So they're making their way out now.
Indeed.
And still we have some of these teams, not only 2 or 3 teams, 2 or 3 players in the water, close to the water side. And these guys are actually gonna go.
Oh, it's gonna be a bloodbath by the bridge.
Yep. Jaganov taking out Bish. Meldefaus also taking out Bish as well, stealing that kill. Melefar staying on that. The Super and Goes there on the small elevated down towards the water. So Melefar here has to go to push right now. And he's going to get knocked.
Yeah, no way he's surviving this.
Not gonna get no. And keeping the Slayer actually staying outside the zone under the bridge here, going for the gatekeep, jumping into the water again, and they're actually on 8 kills right now. So very real play. But then Pat Capsule Prodigy 6 kills as well. They have basically the prime position right now. Everybody else is in the water or close to the edge right now.
Exactly. Now it's basically gonna be a
fishing town.
It's gonna be a page from the Normandy basically.
I think so. I mean, unless this goes on the super, they can make some plays here. They have a really good ridge down here.
Oh, yeah.
They can peek behind and just stay prone. But if Patcaps has a nade left, he could... Oh, the super. They're going to go wide. And Kibi, he also, again, going for those lurk kills.
He's being
super aggressive down there.
Yeah.
9 kills on them.
Yeah, double digits potentially for this game. As he has a hunch of a little prodigy is, or he knows him rather.
Yeah,
where he is.
We're gonna see the last zone also contain a little bit of water. Not necessarily what we like, but for sure for those guys on the top here. Oh, he's taking him out. Kibi on 10 kills now, taking out Little Prodigy and his teammate Patcaps on the good position here. It's a 1v1, v2 right now. He's going to stay up here, and Snoopy's going to go aggressively for the fishing as well with the nade. Oh! Just keep nading that. I'm pushing him super, taking him out. So it's now a 2v1. Supan goes into a top 2 situation like last game. Kippy here in a kind of tough spot.
He's being spotted.
Can he make it, or can he break it? Both at half HP and trying to heal up here. And they are not inside the zone and slowly pushing it right now. 60 seconds on the timer from the edge right now.
Ooh, a nade coming up. Is it going to be long enough, though? I don't think so.
No.
It's quite close, but a little optimistic.
Yep, just going to smoke them. Just going to smoke them out. Maybe he thought he had tear gas. He did not indeed. Oh, fire thrown as well at him. The Ghost coming out on the flank. And they take the win again. A back-to-back Ghost and the Super. First game, a very sneaky win. This one, a bit more aggressive, playing that water side very aggressively, taking all the 5 kills on the water right now. Kippy with 8 kills, Oxo with 2. So that's a 10-kill game for them, taking the number 2 spot as well. Very well played by them.
Yeah, Kippy, you kind of admire his the way he tried to just be aggressive there in the end and try to make a play, throw in smokes, and try to kind of make yourself a bit of a cover to find a different angle, and then maybe manage to knock one of them out, make it a one-on-one. Then it's a very, very different scenario. So even though he had the elevation, still not having enough for him to capitalize.
No, that just shows how hard it is to play these 2v1s. So that's also why we kind of get hyped when players win these 2v1s, because it's just so hard when you have these flanks and there's multiple angles, and it's just, yeah, these players surviving these 2v1 situations, it shows them why they're competitive players here.
And they're usually pretty good at shooting too, so that doesn't really help you either. Let's look at the highlights for this one though. Again, plenty of it, plenty of action we saw. We're starting off with nade evasion.
Nade evasion, microstrat, jumping on the counter here.
Beautiful.
Super smart play here, and also winning the 1v1 standoff with Samuelson actually. But ultimately going down to walking in shame. Shamelessly dying to that. Samuels is going to get picked up. I do not remember when they survived that. But here Ghost as well, taking out a Noctiv and Pidgeminota in a 1v2 here. Insanely played by them. They did get third-partied by Nihanyas in the Wizard Tower, and ultimately also players on the other side here. Jacking off, taking some shots on Danny. I believe he did get a headshot at some point as well. Jacking off, not on this one though, but he did execute him with the headshot. But yeah, they had this Harry Potter all the time. Keep the Slayer here, pushing Little Prodigy.
Player of the game.
Player of the game, yeah, here basically just pushing this out. He did play somewhat passively here, but tried to push and try to play off that. But these guys just had a better position.
Yeah,
ultimately.
I mean, and they were too alive. They could have different angles, and he was trying to make a play. Just you're just basically hoping for you to get like an instant headshot. You knock him down, and then he can focus on the other guy. But it wasn't meant to be for him this time around.
Nope. Back to back on the goes. And the Zuba, or Ghost and the Zuba, well played by them. They're going to be up there on the leaderboard as well. I'm curious to see what's going to be done with PJ Minoda and Noctiv after taking that, going out early before top 20, basically.
Yeah, they were 24th, I believe. They was in this one, but now, no longer is it fake news that we're going to be moving into Miramar after this.
Correct.
So let's take a break, and we come back, and we will go into the 5th game, and it's going to be Miramar. Don't go anywhere.